when I saw this, I didn't realize it at first, but I was like, and I tweeted this, but like, this is like 2 times Tom King's lashed out at somebody like that on Twitter, and both were Asian American. Dean Cain, and it's like, what are you doing, dude? That is bully tactic to take another person and take a big platform and try to look and flex in front of a crowd of people. And I'm gonna point this out. Like, you take the high school scenario, you're a smaller kid in school, you have the high school quarterback, you're walking down the hallway and he trips you in front of everybody in the hallway and they all laugh. Now, if he has a bigger platform or he's more relevant technically to comic book geeks at the time, I'm not so sure if he's not doing that. Is that not kind of a weird bullying thing in front of an audience? Like Dean Cain, I mean, I don't really understand his platform. I mean, I think Tom King probably felt he was more relevant with Superman at the time than Dean Cain, just because Dean Cain hasn't been associated with Superman in some time since the 90s. Jay Lee, he notably said, isn't on Twitter. I mean, fuck that. Like, you're picking on somebody on the platform. Hey, Jon Malin.
Oh, look, Malin's here. No, I think it is 100% bully tactics, just because of the fact that he's out, right? He's out of the Batman book. They got Tinian in there, and there are big channels, like there are channels like Comics Explained, like there are big channels that are saying how he wasn't writing Catwoman correctly. Right, Catwoman and Bruce Wayne, they had no kind of chemistry or nothing. And immediately, once he's off that book, he goes on his tirade. It's 100% trying to remain relevant and 100% trying to throw his weight in. Because if he wasn't trying to throw his weight around, he would have done it privately.
I think this is
and he was very bold in his statement that he went out and contacted DC immediately.
Yeah, what's your take on this, John?
He's a piece of shit.
That's it's more than that.
You didn't mince words about that at all, John. I just want to say.
No, he disgusts me, man. He's a terrible human being. He tried to ruin this man's career without even having a conversation with him beforehand. Tried to publicly shame him, have him canceled, destroy his reputation, all in a single tweet. But he's declared that it's all been washed away because Jay Lee's said he never heard of Comicsgate. No, that doesn't wipe away the damage that you did, you fuck.
Exactly.
Did you see the tweet where he says, "Oh, it's all good now"?
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to.
I know.
I just tried to destroy his career, but it's all good now.
It's
Ethan though.
Yeah, he's making the decision that it's all good. Don't hold me accountable for anything, guys, because I'm also declaring it's okay now.
Right.
How shocked was Jay Lee when he found out that a bunch of white supremacists were, one was employing him, and multitudes were buying his work because they love his work so much.
Do we buy that story? Because it made it sound like Jay Lee had no idea what Comicsgate was. Now, I'm willing to entertain the idea that when Ethan hired him, that maybe there wasn't that discussion or he didn't go online and do some research. But I tend to think he probably, in the time between drawing the cover, handing it over to Ethan, taking the money, the cover going on live on the campaign and on the book and all that stuff, he's got to know what Comicsgate is, or at least he's heard of it.
It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter at all. That's what I mean. Tom King is trying to or not. What matters is this motherfucker Tom King is out there trying to destroy this man's 30-year career by declaring he's working with hate groups.
But that's what I mean.
Don't get distracted on whether or not Jay Lee knew or not. That's completely irrelevant.
No, but that was in Tom King's
matter is that this guy viciously went to destroy his fucking
career. No, he killed himself too. Now, nobody's going to give Tom King a second chance. At least none of the people who find out about this. I even tweeted today, I'm like, this is actually going to point out, I think, to the wider comics community. And a lot of these other cases, people are going to start catching on now, because these guys keep shooting themselves in the foot, and you can only do this so many times before more people start going, okay, now I start to understand why Comicsgate exists. Now I understand what these guys are getting at and the point that they're making. So, it sucks for Jay Lee, and it sucked. Well, I could care less about Tom King, but I think Jay Lee's going to come out of this stronger, because as we've seen, right, with Cecil, when CG gets behind a creator, they're going to show them some support. And like I said, I don't want to spend any money on this fucking book, but if I got to go out there and get this Jay Lee cover, but now are they going to cancel it? See, that's the next big question.
I think it makes Jay Lee stronger with Comicsgate.
Yeah.
But if he, shuns Comicsgate, I don't think that puts him in a stronger position.
Well, yeah, I guess you gotta,
he's in a lesser position because the people who listen to Tom King now have the idea in their head, if they didn't catch the second tweet, that Jay Lee is working with hate groups, and they're going to spread that information around. It's devastating.
I think the second tweet's worse than that, though. Like, because that second tweet basically says I'm gatekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in its roundabout way, because he says, oh, it's all good now. I give the thumbs up. Instead of retracting his original tweet or saying, I'm out of line, this is a fucking variant cover. You're only buying this fucking variant cover because you want Jay Lee's art, not because you want my book. If you, like I don't know. I see this in so many different ways to me, but like that second tweet really set me off because one, not just that, now maybe the excuse is Jay Lee's not on Twitter, but you're speaking for Jay Lee. Jay Lee's not speaking for himself. Jay Lee's not issuing a statement that then you're reposting. You're talking for him like he's a fucking puppet. Like, I don't know if Jay Lee said that. I don't know what the fuck Jay Lee said to you, but because you're saying it, Tom King, like, who the fuck are you to speak for him? I don't know. Maybe that's Lee's problem. Maybe he should speak for himself. But like, maybe he doesn't want to. Maybe he asked Tom King, "Hey, say this for me," and all that's on Jay. But I mean, like, there's a fucking arrogance to speak for somebody like that.
Mm-hmm. It's really ambiguous.
Like, I don't think Tom King should have said that.
Really ambiguous.
No, he definitely shouldn't have said it because Jay Lee he's a force to be reckoned. Like, even Jay Lee's one of the first names I've even heard of when I started getting into comics, because when you start watching YouTube videos, when these people, even CB Cebulski had a video out there when he was vetting people, talking about how to do a portfolio review and things like that. He says, 99 times out of 100, you're not going to walk in there and blow people away unless you're like Jay Lee or something, because he's a powerhouse. And for Tom King to say something like that about somebody who's not only not a writer, but somebody who, in my estimation, is a higher tier than he is when it comes to making comics and artwork and stuff, being an overall artist.
Tom King doesn't hold a candle to Jay Lee.
No, he doesn't.
No, absolutely not. And he, being like the CIA spook that he is, like he knows exactly what he's doing. Like, this is all carefully. Like, I don't know. I don't
think he's that smart. I think he's pretty dumb. Maybe that's why he's not in the CIA anymore.
Well, that's the other option, is that he was just some pencil pusher or whatever and plays up his experience, But
his intentions was probably to get
he posts one picture where he's holding a machine gun.
His intentions was probably to get the
Tom
cover
King does
pulled,
have that
just
photo.
like,
yeah, but if
Dynamite did with Cecil.
Right.
And he wanted Jay Lee to pull that cover, even though we all know it's been months that Jay Lee did a cover for Ethan with Cyberfrog, and now he did it after Cecil got canceled. So that's his intentions.
It's not been months, John. I was saying this earlier in the stream. I swear to God, I saw that cover as a print sitting on Jay Lee's table like 2 years ago at C2E2.
Well, Ethan just
I remember stopping and looking and being
it's Wolverine number 13 or 15, right? With the girl, I think it's X-23 or something. She's jumping almost the exact same pose.
I'm pretty sure, because I remember stopping and looking. I was like, holy shit, Jay Lee drew Cyberfrog. And this was like, it's been like 2 years since I've been to C2E2. I'm pretty sure it was C2E2, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, the thing is like, I mean, like, I said this before, but like, Tom King could make the same argument if Jay Lee didn't do that cover, because didn't they say Jay Lee did some Cyberfrog stuff back in the with Harris?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you're just going to cancel him because he worked on Cyberfrog, you might as well go for anybody that's ever touched Cyberfrog going back to Harris, which I don't think a lot of people worked on it besides. Like, still, that's just, it's such a weird argument. Like, I don't know. How much of this do you think had to do with the Dynamite thing, John?
Hold on, there's like 3 Johns in here.
I'm sorry, Jon Malin.
He's talking to the famous Jon
Nova or whatever. Yeah.
You're the first John.
It's interesting timing, that's for sure.
No, I think Tom King. Look, I'm pretty sure he's known that Jay Lee's been working with Ethan all this time. He's been sitting on it. I mean, the moment Jay Lee was announced as doing a Cyberfrog, anyone who gave a shit, anyone that whether is one of these culture warriors or far leftist, whatever, they all told each other. They knew. Tom King knew this Jay Lee cover happened a long time ago.
Ethan uses that cover in all of his tweets. Yeah, Ethan's put that cover out there for how long now? Like everybody comes after Ethan. So you're telling me they didn't realize Jay Lee did the cover this whole time and it didn't get around to Tom King or everybody else at DC? Like, yeah, this has completely been known. It's just they keep this stuff in their back pocket. That's what I mean. Like, it's carefully planned out, but they don't actually realize how it's going to backfire on them. That's what I mean. Like, all this SJW bullshit is so stupid on the surface, because if they're trying to be all conniving, you would think they would at least realize, okay, after the last dozen times this is blown up in our face, this is going to blow up in our face just the same. Now, I don't really think they're concerned about lagging sales or, the cover being pulled or any of that stuff, because the entire industry has been going that direction for 10 years, right? So I think this is just like their own personal aggrandizement. And Tom King just thinks he's hot shit and he can weather the storm, but he
thinks he's a king. He thinks he's a real fucking king. Yeah. And he's going to decide on who gets to work in this industry and who doesn't, while his own view of whatever any real power he has is dwindling.
Right.
Now he's trying to make himself more important.
That's what I mean. This is all self-aggrandizing for himself. Like it's him trying to build himself back up, but it's not going to work. And this might not be the final straw on the camel's back, so to speak, but this is just kind of part and parcel for this entire sequence play of events that we've been seeing over the last couple of months. And so now he just figures, it's my turn to jump on and, pile on and stuff. I don't know. It's just,
well, didn't he already get some clapback from when he posted that pledge? Didn't one of the top tier SJWs kind of come at him and say, funny of you to post that, and kind of, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, watch your back. So
exactly.
I'm guarantee you it has something to do with that.